All right, everybody, welcome back. I decided to do this rather than another one of the ones that I'm actually delaying the uploading of those. Hopefully, so first of all, let's get started here. The reason it's been so long is I was prepping and I have moved to Idaho. I'm utilizing this instead of the other kits that I had already recorded on, because this is the first kit that I purchased here in Idaho. I do have another one that I bought here. Give me one sec here. Let me grab it for you. The other kit that I bought, the next day, is this. And it is a monster, as you can see. And I will do that. You will have that here in a couple weeks, probably. But we're going to go ahead and do this. I know this was worth more if I had left the cellophane on it, but I plan to build it and not collect it. So, I did pick this up from a lady whose husband actually races these. And let's see, what day of the week is today? Well, I really don't know, and I can't use my phone because I'm recording with my phone. My GoPro gave up the ghost as far as live stream, and my digital SLRs are not working for the live stream right now either. So, here we are. We're using my phone. Hopefully it looks better at least. Yes, I was using Droid Cam app. I do not like the fact that that's there, but hopefully it won't end up being there for future videos. But anyway, the lady I bought this from, her husband races, and he actually knows my cousin. Small world. I moved to Idaho from Washington, and my cousin is from Washington, and he races out there, and he's the president of the racetrack of Pacific Raceways up in Reverting. And yeah, I know you can look that up and find out who I am, all that. I really don't care. So he knows who my cousin is, and this guy's last day racing is this weekend. I think today is like Wednesday, so Friday is his last day racing, and he's retiring. But I bought this from the lady, and I have been looking for a Revell Dragster model kit of this generation. I know there's tons and tons of classic stuff from the 60s and 70s, but that's not the style I wanted. This is the style I wanted. So, without further ado, here we go. Let's take a route. I haven't actually gone through this. I have opened it, but I haven't gone through it, as you can tell, because everything is still in its packaging. So, let's go ahead and move the box off to the side. We'll start out by pulling this out. So, this is the body and the main portion of the chassis. Obviously, it's not the whole chassis. Let's go ahead and start with the body. Body has really good engraving, and very little swirl marks. Yes, the engraving is a little soft, but that is just, that's kind of normal for the age of the kit. There's a little bit of cleanup. There's a screw gate there and one there. Those are going to have to be cleaned up, and that's not really a big deal. Looks like I got another one there. I'll just, after I clip that, I'll put on some sandpaper and do that on the table. Alright, the chassis a couple little screw gates like there, and that's okay. They did an amazing job actually getting this chassis molded like this. And what's even more surprising is these tubes are round. Couple of nope, I'm wrong. I am wrong on the ejector pin marks. Couple little tiny sink bits, but not much. There are mold seams. Let me see, there are mold seams on the top rails going down. So I will probably be sanding those off, but be very careful if you decide to sand those off, because you have things like right here, that's not flash. That's actually supposed to be there, I believe. No, maybe it is flash. Well, anyway, whatever. You can look in the instructions. If that's just flash, then ignore what I just said and sand away, have fun. Because I will find out, and if that's not flash, that's what I'm going to do. But this fits very nicely right in the body. And when it's done, that is going to be very nice. I'm not the biggest Snap-on fan. I believe you can get, they've been resting on their laurels for too many years. You can get higher quality tools for 1/10 of the cost. But anyway, we have 3 pairs of tires here. These are the drag slicks. Honestly, I will probably not be using these tires. I will probably be using 3D printed tires I have, and I have the stencils for them, and I will airbrush those to the stencils. Front tires, on the other hand, I don't know. I will look in a minute. If it requires these super skinnies, I will be using these. If it requires these, I might have 3D printable tires for those. Those are either from, I think they're from MCS Designs on CG Trader. I think, I'm 90% sure. Let's go ahead and open up. Actually, you know what? Let's do the stuff that's not in bags. So right here we have the chrome tree, which obviously should not be chrome. So probably hit this with some, everything on here with a coat of dull coat, or script this and paint it silver. That would be the better way to go. I will go ahead and pull the instructions and decals. We'll save those for last. We'll put them over here, and we'll go ahead and set, we can look through some. So this is really nice detail on the rear wheels here. These are the rear wheel backs. So we have the Hemi valve covers. I may be using this engine. I may be using a 3D printed one. Of course, I print myself. I'm not sure yet. Fuel tank, oil pan, firewall, tiny steering wheel. I'm not sure what some of these other bits are. It's obviously part of the oil or fuel injection system. I believe that is related to the steering, and that is related to rear suspension. These are obviously the headers. Those will be stripped of their chrome. The ends will be drilled. They'll be repainted in silver. And I will add heat staining to those using Createx UVLS matte, along with Createx Candy 2.0 series True Candy dyes. But the chrome actually looks really good, which doesn't surprise me for an older kit. That's a good thing. I'm going to strip it, because that there's you can see the marks on that. So, alright, we'll put that in the box, and let's go ahead and open up the bag and see what we have. Let's open the bag! Okay, and here we go. Wow, that shows a lot more detail than the GoPro, doesn't it? Wow. There we go, huh? Alright, let us open the bag. And actually, while we're in here, let's go ahead and, what I want to do, I want to protect the chrome. So let's put the chrome in here. Okay? And here we go. Come on, get in there. Well, you son of a... There we go. Chrome is there. And you know what? I have another little baggie here. Then I'm going to go ahead and put the clear piece in to protect it. So we go like that. Like that. There we go. Put that in the box. Alright, so these are the deflectors in front of the tires. They look pretty good. There is very minimal, there's very minimal flash. There's a little bit there. Very good detail. It is a little soft. And that's just an engraving thing from back in the day. It's how they did things, but that's okay. The detail is still there, and it's still very good. So as you can see, these are going to have to be painted silver. And it looks like, yes, these are going to be those super skinny tires. That's what it appears I'm going to have to use one. That's okay. Yeah, that almost looks like a jack. I don't think this comes with it though. Ignition modules, this bracing for the wing. There are 3 parts to that wing, which I will figure that. What the? Let me. Okay, so looking at the box, it looks like it is a tri-level wing. And I believe these might be the wing sides, but I could be wrong. No, the wing sides are over on another sprue. Okay, so that's that. This is probably an oil tank. I'm not sure. We'll go there. Let's come over here. What do we got here? Come on, you. Oh, okay. That's kind of one. So here is the other half of the front wheels there. Those actually look pretty dang good. See, there's a lot of detail here. Some of the engraving, like I said, is just a little soft, but that's okay. I think these go for the back wheels. I might be wrong. This all engine mount stuff. Obviously fuel pump lines and whatnot, more fuel lines. I might have some braided lines to throw in there. I want to add a little extra detail to this, at least for some the spark plug wires. I do have some MSD stuff that would be appropriate. So here are the wing sides. As you can see, that's 4 pieces. So there's that. Here is the parachute stuff. The rear axle, which is kind of weird. Another one on the side of the wheel there. This is the rest of the chassis, which also has axle kind of mounted in, and the wing mounts there. Oh, why does the wing go so high? Well, if it was down lower, you wouldn't get clean airflow to the wing, and you need clean airflow to the wing. Otherwise, it really does pretty much nothing. I am not sure what these parts are without looking at the instructions, but oh well. This, obviously, I have no idea, but it goes the entire length of the kit. I would assume that would be radiator lines, but those look like they don't. It's obviously not exhaust. I have no clue yet. Here is the engine block halves with like the single speed Linco, which I have a Linco transmission I can always take apart. Here are the magnetos to use for the spark plug wires, the drive belt system, the heads, the blower mount, and here is the seat with molded in seat belts. If you have a careful hand and a fine brush, you can definitely take care of that. Here is part of the wing support, I believe, and here is the cage from the driver. It is not a super complicated kit, but it is a very nice kit. I may use 3D printed engine and transmission, or I may do mix and match of different parts. That mix and match, I will probably utilize, just stick with this, rather than, worst case, I might cut the transmission off and shorten the Linco up for it, but probably not. I don't really want to. If I can get all the spark plugs in there, I'll do that. I may have to 3D print some pieces to go over that, but I want to keep that detail. That's the big thing. I want to keep a lot of the molded detail but I really want those spark plug wires, so I will figure out how to do that. But that's pretty much it as far as that goes. Let's go ahead and put the rest of these parts in, then we'll take a look at the instructions and the decals. Let's see, decals first. Nope, we are going to do the instructions first. Let's save the beautiful decal sheet for last. Why? Just because. Alright, we'll do a quick run through the instructions. Obviously, they're not going to be that in-depth because it's kind of a simple kit. Okay, so these are fuel vents, and I was right, they do dump to the atmosphere. As you can see, the engine is not super complicated, but it's very well detailed. Quite a few parts, but it's not bad. Yep, just as I thought, those are fuel pumps. A lot of detail painting on these. Aluminum, you have a lot of transparent blue and transparent red. I am going to be using candy paints mixed, and I'm going to do it by hand. I don't know, I might use Tamiya clears, I don't know yet. Okay, that was a control module. It's just a plain old box. Oh, interesting. I thought the frame was going to be black, but apparently it's supposed to be a steel color. No problem. I actually have tons and tons and tons of different options. I have Vallejo acrylic metallizers. I have MIG Productions, Ammo by MIG. I've got stuff from the different gaming companies, and I have one hell of a stash of original Testers Model Master buffing and non-buffing metallizers. And I will be using those. So yeah, I will be stripping the chrome from some of this stuff. That doesn't need to be chrome. The fuel tanks is the aluminum. Fuel vents aluminum. So yeah, as you can see, so here's the main chassis. After you get those in, all supposed to be steel, which I hope it isn't steel. I will probably go out of order just to be able to get, because obviously I'll probably install that last, but I'll probably, except for this, I will probably I will assemble the chassis and paint it before I put the fuel tank and the fuel vents in, for obvious reasons. Because look at all these other parts we had to glue down. I don't really want to try and hassle with those, but the fuel vent should be able to slide in directly, except as long as I don't put that piece in, they should be able to slide right on in from the back. And the fuel, I will double check the fit. Obviously the fuel tank will drop right in. And also I would like to maybe get, I know there's no way in hell I'm going to get that cage in there first. So that is what it is. See, here's the back half of the chassis. I will probably end up installing that. Man, I really don't know yet. This is going to be a tricky one. But, it just kind of, it depends what paint I use. If I use the Model Master metallizers, I'm going to assemble whatever I can first. If I use the Vallejo metallizers, not as big a deal. As you can see, they're mounting the engine. The last few details there, the tank hoses. It's just simple. You paint this red. The body needs to be painted red. The wing star, the airfoils. So pretty much you're going to paint the front wing portions white, all the side pieces red or black. Looks like the front side pieces black, the rear red, the rear airfoils in black, and the main body and all the main body parts in red, and everything else is going to be decals, as you can see. Look at that. Now, let's not hold back any further. Ta-da! There is a slight bit of yellowing but not bad. I am going to say these are likely going to be good. So I am going to go ahead and utilize these. And let's see what we can do. After I do, my normal clear coat is Duplicolor 1K clear, but that is not going to end up working for me because, now wait a minute, how did that, really? Alright, I ended up getting two wins. Oh, cool. A classic screw up in my favor. Two sets of clear. Alright. With the slight, I will end up using Createx probably. And with the slight yellowing, I will be using and because these, let's face it, these are going to yellow over time, even under the Createx. So how you negate that is you use a transparent purple or a really thin purple in the clear coat. And yes, you might notice it at first, but as the decals yellow, they will turn, instead of turning yellow, they'll turn white. It's basic color theory. If you take a look at your teeth whitening stuff, most of it is purple in color for a reason, because teeth turn yellow, purple on opposite on the color wheel turns it white. It's elementary color theory. So anyway, that being said, that's that. So if you enjoyed this video and you like this classic kit, and I will do my best to actually go ahead and film some of the building on it. Absolutely, I hope you enjoy this. Please hit that like and subscribe button up there, down here, up there, down here. I don't know where the hell it is. Wherever YouTube decides to put it.